cozy and historic. It's a place where people walk their dogs by college kids heading out for a night of fun. The streets of this Richmond neighborhood fan out like the spokes of a wheel. But sometimes, when alcohol is involved, things can spin out of control. July 17th, 2011. According to court records from a civil lawsuit, Kevin Van Fossen sees a casual acquaintance, Rand Hooper, standing outside the Fan House restaurant on Floyd Avenue. Hooper tells Van Fossen he has been snorting Vicodin and planning to drink Jack Daniels at the bar all night. Later, around 1 a.m., Van Fossen sees Hooper again. This time, Hooper and 3 friends are visibly intoxicated in the back seat of his vehicle. Richmond Detective Anthony Coates worked the case.
There was numerous cans of cases of beer in the truck, and everyone said they were all out drinking.
As Van Fossen tells Hooper he is going home to bed, Hooper steps out of his vehicle holding a gun and aims it at him. Then, according to the civil suit filed by Van Fossen, without cause or provocation, Hooper fires the gun, shooting Van Fossen in the right arm. Hooper and a friend helped Van Fossen across the street to the ER at Retreat Hospital. Police later arrest Hooper, charging him with 2 misdemeanors. Inside his car, Detective Coates says police found an arsenal.
Who actually rides around with 2 assault rifles, a shotgun, and a 9mm Beretta? He had ammunitions for the assault rifle, extra shotgun shells, baggies of 9mm, boxes of 223s, and boxes of 9mm. I mean, he was ready for combat.
When Coates questions Hooper about what happened,
he tells me that he doesn't recall any incident at all that night, and this was probably about maybe an hour or hour and a half after the incident.
Under fire for offering a man 1 year in jail for allegedly boating drunk and leaving a friend to drown.
This case centers around the death of Graham McCormick. The 31-year-old was found dead.
It's a response similar to what a different group of investigators would hear from Rand Hooper years later. As CBS 6 has been reporting on for months, Hooper is now accused of killing one of his best friends. 31-year-old Graham McCormick was found dead in the Rappahannock River back on August 10th of 2017. Lancaster County deputies say Hooper was piloting his boat drunk when it crashed into a bulkhead, throwing McCormick overboard. They say Hooper then left the scene without trying to find and help his friend. Lancaster Commonwealth's attorney Jan Smith says Hooper originally said he thought his friend fell off the dock and denied taking his boat out the night of the crash. But Smith says Hooper ultimately remembered going on the boat ride with McCormick, but could not recall who was driving.
My brother's soul still doesn't rest in peace.
A civil lawsuit filed by the McCormick family against Hooper has been settled, but he now faces 2 felony charges, including involuntary manslaughter.
Nice camera you got.
Hooper was prepared to accept a controversial plea agreement back in August that would put him behind bars for 1 year. But the McCormick family spoke out against the deal, accusing the prosecutor of being too lenient.
The punishment didn't fit the crime.
Now, a new judge in the case has given them hope that the penalty may ultimately be stiffer. Judge Herbert Hewitt has requested a pre-sentence report before deciding whether or not to accept the plea bargain. That pre-sentence report, due back in December, should list anything criminal in Hooper's past, from the fan shooting to underage possession of alcohol in Goochland in 2005 to 2 DUIs, one Prince Edward in 2009 and a second in Richmond 2 years before the boat crash. A history the McCormick family hopes will lead the judge to reject the plea and take this case to trial.
Yeah, I would really like to see somebody take this to trial and give it the trial that it deserves.
Rand Hooper was ultimately found guilty of one misdemeanor in the Van Fossen case, brandishing a firearm. He was sentenced to 12 months behind bars. 11 months and 28 days of that were suspended. Van Fossen ended up surviving the shooting. His civil case against Hooper and his father, Gary Hooper, was settled. Working for you, I'm Melissa Hippolyte for CBS 6.